Live on YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon. Welcome to This Date in History, AKTDH. I'm Xander. UVRU and the Golden Loon will be here shortly. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us. Today is, of course, Thursday, aka Thursday, April 16th, 2026. This show is about interesting and important events that happened today throughout the annals of recorded history, starting with the year 1457 BC. The Battle of Megiddo. Egyptian forces of Thutmose III defeated a large Canaanite coalition under King of Kadesh. First battle to have been recorded in what is accepted as relatively reliable detail. All right. You walked in right as I was saying that, so you heard most of that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome, huh?
Yeah.
I actually have an image of this battle right there. This is an artist's rendition of this situation in time. The first battle, to be like really accurately detailed.
Yeah.
On the first age in the first battle, they called him the Doomslayer. 1178 BC, a solar eclipse that may have marked the return of Odysseus, legendary king of Ithaca, to his kingdom after the Trojan War. You remember the Odyssey and all that stuff?
Yeah.
You know the main character of the Odyssey?
No.
Odysseus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like it started off with him heeding the call of all of Greece, basically joining forces to go after Troy, after Helen fled over there, and and basically and that included Sparta, Macedonia, like everything, like all of Greece went over there. He joined it, and then everybody except for him made their way back for whatever reason. He went on this odyssey, and everybody that had went with him eventually died in one way or another. He was the only one who came back.
Oh.
So
actually, I really don't know all that much about it. I just know the name more than anything.
It starts off with the Trojan War.
Yeah.
And you know about that.
Yeah.
So. The year 69, defeated by Vitellius's troops under Bedrachum, Roman Emperor Otho committed self-deletion.
Ooh.
Wow. Well, I mean, it's better to be die by your own hand than that by your enemy, or worse, tortured, enslaved, put into bondage, whatever. Well, 73, Masada, a Jewish fortress, fell to the Romans after several months of siege, ending the Jewish Revolt, the first Jewish-Roman War. It's telling me to image search this. But what a lot of people don't realize is, this is one of the reasons why, we ask this question all the time. Why does this keep happening? They get kicked out of this country. They suffer this. They go, well, because
This is when they were on the mount, huh?
Yeah, you can actually see this entire. It's kind of small here, but you see this entire sandy-looking thing.
Yeah.
The Romans built that to get there.
Get up there.
Yeah. But the Jews, they had a massive revolt in Rome and everything. They tried to overthrow the emperor and all that stuff. This is and this is what was the year? 73. They wanted Jesus to be their man from God, to lead their overthrow of Rome, and he wouldn't do it, so they sold him out and everything, and then that's why he ended up getting crucified and all that stuff, because he refused to be their warrior. If you look into history and everything, I'm not, you don't want to believe me, that's fine. I'm not here to tell you, what's right, what's wrong.
Right.
But just use me as a stepping stool to your own self-education, and I'm very confident that you'll understand that I'm right.
You believe in what you've studied over the years.
Yeah, I wanted to image search this just to bring up a couple things. This is that sandy thing from another point, so that way they can get up there with the siege tower and everything. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is by the time the Romans got there, all the inhabitants, all the rebellious Jews and everything that had held up there had committed mass self-deletion themselves. So they died by their own hand. Moving on up to 1071, Bari fell to Robert Guiscard's Norman forces, ending Byzantine rule in Italy. I had no idea. Well, I guess so. The Byzantines, they would have been from Rome, the fall of Rome, and then the Byzantine Empire came afterwards. So, I'm not sure exactly. I think the Byzantines came out of the ashes of Rome, or at least from the fall of the Eastern Roman Empire, Constantinople.
Could,
I'm not sure.
Well, you know more than I do right off the ship.
Well, when it comes to this, I don't know that much. So, I mean, like, I'm a generalized historian. I don't really know much about anything specifically unless you talk, World War I, II, and all that stuff. That's when I start to get into depth. 1245, Franciscan envoys Giovanni da Pine de Carpine and Benedict II Pole departed Leon on the first Catholic mission to the Mongols. Carpine returned in 1247, 2 years later, as first European with account of a Mongolian court. So awesome. Mm-hmm. So we have people, talking and expanding the world. 1346, the Serbian Empire was proclaimed on Skopje on an Easter assembly, and Stephen Euros IV Dusan was crowned emperor over much of the Balkans. So Stephen Dusan the Mighty was crowned emperor of the Serbs at Skopje, his empire occupying much of the Balkans. So, and this is the Serbian Empire right there. So I'm trying to see exactly.
Boy, they had a lot of land.
Yeah, but
look what they were ruling. I'm surprised.
Now hold on a second. How do they have the Balkans? Isn't the Baltic states Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia?
I believe so. Yeah.
But if that's somewhere else, because this is Greece here. There's Athens right down here. So this is north section of Greece. This is getting up into Europe. The Balkans are way up this way or something.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. Maybe it's a different Balkans. I'm not sure. 1521, Martin Luther arrived at the Diet of Worms assembly. And that was there, I believe, like the Diet of Worms was about Lutheranism and all that stuff. Like they wanted him to denounce his own findings or whatever it was that he was, splitting off from whatever, is Lutheranism a split off of Protestantism or Catholicism?
Good question. I don't know where the split came from.
Well, if anybody, hold on a second. Where is Lutheranism from?
Split from.
Is
split off.
Lutheranism split from? Lutheranism, major branch of Protestantism. Okay, there we go.
So they were Protestants.
So they're Protestants. Moving on up to 1582, Spanish conquistador Hernando de Lerma founded the settlement of Salta in Argentina. All right. 1632, Albert von Wallenstein appointed supreme military commander of the Holy Roman Empire. That makes sense that they'd have one of those, although, like, a supreme commander, like, you'd think that that'd be an emperor or something.
Yeah.
So, 705, Queen Anne of England knighted scientist Isaac Newton at Trinity College, Cambridge, the guy who discovered, would you say he discovered gravity? I mean, like, everybody knew that things fell, but, like, he made the scientific theorem and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
he proved it, I guess you'd say.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how he proved it, but
he scienced gravity, I guess. 1746, Jacob Uprising of 1745, Battle of Culloden, the last battle on British soil. Royalist troops under the Duke of Cumberland defeated the Jacobite army of Charles Edward Stuart. So this is one of the battles. One of the things I was talking about. This I think is considered to be a civil war in England. But the Jacobite uprising, Oliver Cromwell is regarded as a pretender to the throne. He claimed that he had rightful heir or something, and as you can see here, like he waged an entire campaign. Ultimately, he lost, but there was a whole war. I mean, like Jacobite Rising of 1745, and now we're in 1746. So this was a whole thing. So. It says here, the Battle of Culloden was fought between the French-supported Jacobites and the British Hanoverian forces commanded by William Augustus, Duke of Cumberland and Scotland. After the battle, many Highland traditions were banned, and the Highlands of Scotland were cleared of inhabitants. So, this Jacobite thing, put down the hammer on Scotland and everything, unfortunately, and they are still subjugated by the British. The Irish are somewhat free. Yeah, at least half of them are. 1780, the University of Munster in North Rhine-Westphalia, Germany, was founded. Alright, that's an old university if it's still around. 1787, first American comedy play, The Contrast, debuted in New York City. Yeah, I don't know why I'm having stuttering problems and everything. 1789 as well, George Washington headed for first presidential inauguration.
There you go.
Yeah.
That was all the way in 89.
Yeah. Okay, then I guess the one, because like we covered his inauguration a while ago, but that might have been the second one, unless it took him like less than a year to travel, but it wouldn't have taken him that long to travel.
What do you mean to travel?
Well, like we covered his inauguration earlier this year.
Yeah, okay.
Well, if this is when he's leaving, then he's either...
No, an inauguration isn't when you're leaving.
Okay. We just covered, right now when he's heading for his first presidential inauguration.
Right,
all right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
What I'm talking about is earlier in our lifetime, earlier in this year, in 2026.
His actual inauguration.
We talked about his inauguration.
Okay.
Okay? Which means either that has to have been his second one, or it took him like 9 months to get wherever he was, which doesn't make any sense.
No.
So, I don't know. Or there's a discrepancy in history. 1818, the Senate ratified Rush-Bagot Amendment, unarmed U.S.-Canada border. Yeah. The United States ratified the Rush-Bagot Treaty, limiting naval limiting naval armaments on the Great Lakes and Lake Champlain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm having such problems reading. But again, I've been reading an hour or more every day consecutively. So we have here, it just shows the treaties and all that stuff. So Rush-Bagot Treaty is the gray right there, and agreed to joint occupation was here. So this was before we took Mexico. It looks like. Yeah.
Texas, you mean?
Well, Texas and Mexico. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until I guess 1820s, 1830s. I'm not sure. 1838, the French army captured Veracruz in the Pastry War. That sounds rather crumbly. 1847, shooting of a Maori by an English sailor resulted in the opening of the Whanganui campaign of the New Zealand Wars.
Jeez.
Yeah, the Whanganui. Okay. I'm trying to read things properly. It's just hard sometimes.
Well, I don't know how you do what you do.
1853. Yeah, thank you. 1853, we have the first passenger railway opened in India from Boribandar, now Bombay, to Thane, 34-kilometer trip. Awesome. 1854, San Salvador was destroyed by an earthquake, and the steamer Long Beach sunk off Long Beach, New York. 311 died. Yikes. I wonder if the ship and the beach got into a fight over the rights who owns the name, 1858, the Wernerian National History Society, a former Scottish Learned Society, was wound up, dissolved. So it was... Yeah. I don't know why they call it wound up. That's weird. 1861, U.S. President Abraham Lincoln outlawed business with Confederate states during the U.S. Civil War. That makes sense. Don't do business with your enemy. Yeah. Which it still boggles my mind why we do anything with China when they're actively poisoning us. What the hell? 1862, U.S. Confederate Congress approved, American Confederate Congress approved Conscription Act for all white males between the ages of 18 to 35 years old. Yeah, every time I see American, my brain instinctively says United States, United Stadium, whatever, because America is 2 continents containing 35 countries. The United States of America, not America of America.
United States they should have just said USA.
Well, no. This is the Confederacy, so this is American Confederate.
Yeah.
So this was right.
True.
So, but that's why I use the term stadions now, because it just rolls off the tongue better. 1862, slavery was abolished in the District of Columbia.
Hey, good.
Yeah, the Combatant and Emancipation Act, a bill ending slavery in the District of Columbia, became law. Excellent. 1 year later, the U.S. Civil War, I guess the American Civil War, the North American Civil War. Well, would it be called the U.S. Civil War? Because, North America contains 3 countries. Canada, United States, and Mexico.
Right.
Yeah. So, if it's the American Civil War, which part of America? It's just so much vernaculars are incorrect. During the Vicksburg campaign, gunboats commanded by acting Rear Admiral David Dixon Porter ran down the river past Confederate artillery batteries at Vicksburg. So they made a run for it. Look at that. They just went for it. That's some guts. Wow. 1865, Battle of Columbus and West Point, Georgia at Fort Tyler. Union forces won one of the last battles of the U.S. Civil War. So I was thinking about this. We covered, the quote-unquote end of the Civil War, but it wasn't the, the official. because what was it, a week or so, like less than a week ago, we talked about Robert E. Lee surrendering his entire army to Ulysses S. Grant, effectively ending the war. But you you need what's his face, Jefferson Davis, to end the war.
Who's the president?
Of the Confederacy.
Well, he has to surrender or sign a surrender, I guess.
Yeah.
Capitulation.
So the war is still technically on at this point in 1865. So the past couple of dates, I've said, wasn't the war over? Yeah, yes and no. But 1866, nitroglycerin exploded at a Wells Fargo and Company office in San Francisco, shattering glass for half a mile. Holy crap!
Nitroglycerin. What the hell are they doing that in a bank?
I don't know. I looked this up, and it said something about freezing. Isn't nitroglycerin a freezing thing? No, is it? Or what am I thinking of?
I don't know.
What's usually kept very cold? Liquid nitrogen. Okay, that's something else. So
yeah, that's different.
Yeah, it says here on Monday, 16th in San Francisco at 15 minutes past 1 o'clock p.m. An explosion took place in the storeroom back of Wells Fargo and Company's building. Whatever they're doing with nitroglycerin, I don't know. It's weird. If anybody can look that up, let us know in the comments section. That'd be great. Speaking of comments, do we have anything? Nothing on Rumble. And what about YouTube? Nope. All right, moving on up. 1868, Louisiana voters approved a new constitution. Okay. Do the states have their own constitutions?
I don't think so. They wouldn't be called a constitution.
Hold on, no. This is during Reconstruction after the Civil War when they got readmitted. Remember?
Oh, okay.
So whatever their new constitution was for the state or something, I'm not sure. 1869, Ebenezer Bassett, the first black Stadian, here's the Stadian thing, diplomat, began service as minister to Haiti. I really wish he didn't. We could have spent our entire nation's history never talking to Haiti. We'd be a lot better off for it, with what's going on now. 1874, Dr. David Livingstone's body arrived in Southampton. 1878, the Senate of the Grand Duchy of Finland issued a declaration establishing a city of Kotka on the southern part islands of the old Kymi Parish, or whatever. So, alright. 1881, in Dodge City, Kansas, Bat Masterson fought his last gun battle. Who's Bat Masterson?
He was a Westerner.
Oh, okay.
There was a TV show about him back in the 50s or 60s. Bat Masterson.
So he was like a gunslinger? Was he a lawman or an outlaw or something?
I only know from the TV show, and you know how accurate those are. But he was portrayed as a well-dressed, card-playing, and then solving crimes type of thing.
Well, it says Western gunslinger fought in the last shootout.
Yeah.
So
But I'm talking about a TV show from the 60s.
Yeah, well,
it probably wasn't all that accurate.
Well, it's obviously resulting from this guy. I mean, they even had what's his face, Wyatt Earp, on stage in New York portraying himself for a little while, until he got fed up and he went back to the West. At one point, he shot out a light or something. People didn't realize he had loaded guns on stage. He was a true cowboy. So I wonder if he reached Tombstone here, but.
Tombstone seemed to be a hub for the West,
Yeah.
It pops up.
Well, it says here, one bullet meant for Masterson ricocheted and wounded a bystander. Uppergraff took a bullet in his right lung. Ouch. So I'm just wondering, if was this his last gunfight and he called it quits, or did he get killed?
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah. 1900, U.S. Post Office issued its first stamp booklets containing 12 or 24 or 48 2-cent stamps. So you have options. 1908, Natural Bridges National Monument was established at Lake Powell, Utah. Look at that thing right there. That is fantastic. Yeah. There's a lot of other images, though, so I'm going to image search this and just let the viewers see all the different... nature is the best artist. Look at this magnificence. This is gorgeous.
Yeah.
This is... if it was a bigger photo, that'd be great for a desktop background. This would be a cool one, too. So... What else do we got here? 1910, the oldest existing indoor ice hockey arena still used... Oh, did my... looks like my... Oh, I had a massive lag spike there. Okay. Not sure if anybody heard me or whatever, but 1910, the oldest existing indoor ice hockey arena still used for the sport in the 21st century, Boston Arena, opened for the first time. All right, and this is an image of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. I noticed that my camera, like, it was frozen for a second there.
Oh, really? I didn't notice.
That was strange. What else do we got here? 1922, Harriet Quimby became the first female pilot to fly an airplane across the English Channel. All right. This lady, there she is. Okay. 1917, the old style is April 3rd. During the Russian Revolution, Vladimir Lenin arrived back from exile from Russia in Switzerland to Russia at Finland Station, Petrograd, to join the Russian Revolution. So he's on his way. And he also issued his radical April thesis, calling for Soviets to take power during the Russian Revolution. Now, this is strange, because this one says Old Style April 3rd, and this other 1917 says Old Style April 4th. How could you occupy two different April's Old Style on the same date? That's weird. Like... Because you know what Old Style is, right?
No.
Old Style calendar, the Julian calendar. Yeah, today we use a Gregorian calendar. So the Old Style is a Julian calendar. So on the Julian calendar, if it's the same day, how can it be April 3rd and 4th? On the Julian calendar, when on the Gregorian, it's the 16th for both.
Yeah, okay.
That's weird.
It obviously can't.
Yeah, it's strange. 1918 as well. The British House of Commons passed a new military service bill, taking men up to 55 years old and extending to Ireland. Wow. 1919, in the year 1919, Mahatma Gandhi organized a day of prayer and fasting in response to the killing of Indian protesters in the Jallianwala Bagh massacre by the British colonial troops 3 days prior. And this is the massacre here. You can see all the troops just, mowing down all the Indians and everything. Awful stuff. Telling me to image search this. But yeah, it shows various, this one has Arabic writing. I don't know Arabic and everything, but different points of views. This looks like it's from a movie. Almost.
Could be.
But still, the portrayal. Yeah. This is horrifying.
Yeah.
1922, Annie Oakley set woman's record, breaking 100 clay targets in a row. I wonder if it's still a record. Sharpshooter and folk heroine. Yeah, Annie Oakley.
Yeah.
Great gunslinger. Look at all the medals she has. Or maybe, is that just a pattern? But it looks like she has a lot of medals or something right here.
I don't think so. I can't tell. It's too small.
Well, let me bigger
too
this.
Far away. Oh, wow. It is medals.
It is medals. Look at all that.
Yeah.
That's why. And then she has one up on her hat.
From sharpshooting, I guess.
It has to be. Yeah. 1922, Treaty of Rapallo between the German Republic and Soviet Union was signed in Italy. Diplomatic relations with each side renouncing their territorial and financial claims against the other. All right. 24, first radio transmission of wireless, Matthias Passion. 24 as well, child labor laws were strengthened in Holland. Okay. 25, during the communist St. Nedely Church assault in Sofia, Bulgaria, 150 people were killed and 500 others were wounded. Freaking communists, man, are always violent. 1 century ago, 1926, Book of the Month Club set out its first selections, Lolly Willows and Loving Huntsman, 2 different titles, by Sylvia Townsend Warner. So the same author, 2 different titles. So
Book of the Month Club.
Yeah. That's kind of like the Jelly of the Month Club.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on a second. Family Guy Book Club. Like, Peter has the right idea right here.
Hey, Lois, what's going on here?
Oh, it's my book club, Peter. Come, join us.
Oh, okay.
See, I agree, just in my suffering. So, 29, Cleveland rookie center fielder Earl Averill became the first U.S. American League player, to hit a home run on first at-bat.
Wow.
Impressive. Indians defeated Detroit Tigers 5-4 at League Park.
Nice way to break into the majors.
Yeah. And it says here, it's telling me to read all of this. 1929 as well, New York Yankees became the first MLB team to permanently feature numbers on bags of uniforms. Numbers correspond to position in batting order. Okay, well, I guess that's not really attached to that, but that is important. So,
You know, we were talking about what's his name? The first
Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson, which his number was 42.
Yeah, they retired all across
Yeah,
the board.
yeah,
like
we
every
talked
team.
about that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, last night I happened to be watching a Dodger game. Both teams, all the players won 42.
142.
No, 42. Every player on the Dodgers and every player on the Mets won
that's
42.
That's confusing as hell, but awesome. I know
Yeah.
exactly why they did. They even mention why?
No, well, I didn't see the beginning of the game.
Okay.
They may have.
Okay. Yeah. Well, as a historian, I caught that.
Yeah.
Yeah. 35, first radio broadcast of Fibber, McGee, and Molly.
Oh.
I thought you'd
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
That's why I threw that in there. 35 as well, 40-year-old.
Hey, Cecil.
Ah.
They're puppets and stuff.
Oh, okay. How do you do puppets on a radio show?
Well, I saw it on TV.
Oh, okay.
later.
Okay. 35, 40-year-old future Baseball Hall of Fame slugger Babe Ruth debuted in the National League with a home run and a single in Boston Braves 4-2 win over the New York Giants in Boston. All right, it's telling me to image search this, so it might have something to read here. So let's see. Nope, just Babe Ruth. Here's an image of him with all those bats. I almost put that in the thumbnail. Like, which bat do I use? All three at once. So, what else do we got here? 38, Great Britain recognized the Italian annexation of Abyssinia. That's not good. 39, Stanley Cup final. Boston Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. Boston Bruins defeated Toronto Maple Leafs 3-1 for a 4-1 series win. First best of 7 SC Final Series. 39, the Soviet Union proposed an alliance with Britain and France to counter Nazi Germany. The Soviets would later sign a secret agreement with the Nazis. So, wow. They came to... What the fuck? You know, like... For however awful the communists are, like, they know what was worse than them. And we ended up working with, you know, Stalin anyway, so why...
Well, as soon as you say a secret agreement, just turns me off.
Well, but they did that later because we wouldn't work with him. He has to work with somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Hitler is doing crazy shit in Europe, and he doesn't want a piece of it, so he's gonna work with him. You know. So, and this was 39, before the outbreak of the First World War. He saw what was coming. A dictator knows what other dictators want. Takes one to know one. You know. So, you know, maybe he was gonna play us, but like, whatever the case, we ended up working with him anyway. And then like. I found out at least a couple weeks ago that the Eastern Bloc, like the Warsaw Pact, was a response to NATO, not the other way around.
Yeah, no,
So-
I know that. I remember when you discovered that. I was
So-
in shock.
And on top of
didn't know.
that, it was our doing that caused the Cuban Missile Crisis. So maybe they actually have some truth in
Wait,
Western
time out.
aggression.
Time out. Our deal on the missile crisis in Cuba?
Yeah, no, because we had missiles in Turkey,
Yeah,
basically on their doorstep.
yeah,
They came to us and said, hey, can you remove those missiles?
yeah.
And we said no. So then they put missiles on our doorstep.
Yeah.
We said, hey, can you remove those missiles? They said, yeah, if you remove yours. And we set up yours. So,
Yeah, okay.
so like, you know, like all the stereotypes about like, you know, the Soviets and communists always going on and on about Western aggression, I'm starting to see their point.
We do some aggressive things, and we're still doing them today.
And you know, in not working with them, granted, communism is a terrible thing, and then, you know, they're bad people, but if we don't at least work with them, then who are we? We're always going around saying we got to work with others, but we stub our nose at them? What the fuck?
Well, look what we did in Venezuela.
Well,
I'm not going to shed tears, but that's really aggressive.
well, that's...
Iran's aggressive.
I'm talking
I mean,
about-
I'm on board, but it's really aggressive.
Well, I'm talking in a historical sense.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, the Warsaw Pact versus NATO, the whole Cuban Missile Crisis thing, and this thing now. You know, like, they came to us first, you know, and we should have done something. You know?
Well, it was my understanding that Russia wanted to join NATO.
Yes. Yeah, we covered that the other day.
Yeah, exactly. And we turned them down, so they made the Warsaw Pact.
Yeah, so, you know, the Warsaw Pact is because of us. The reason why the Soviets joined the Nazis is because of us. The reason why the Cuban Missile Crisis happened is because of us. I'm starting to see a pattern here. And it's not
but
from the commies.
You know, but you're simplifying it too. How can you have Russia, who is a complete different political structure that you just don't agree with, how can you invite him into NATO? Which you and
we didn't invite him. He was asking. That's not an invitation. We're allowing him in. It's not an invitation.
But how can you allow him in? Actually, I should have said not invite him. Allow him in when it's something that you would hit heads with, because the whole thing of NATO was to protect one another.
Okay, well, if we don't figure out ways to work with each other, all we're doing is building boundaries. You know? Like, that's why I said, like, the West is so hypocritical. We're always going around saying we got to work together, but then this happens and we say no. What do you want? Yeah. You know, it's handed to you in your lap and you say no. Ridiculous. 1940, Cleveland Indians pitcher Bob Feller hurled the first and only opening day no-hitter in MLB history, defeating Chicago WS White Sox. What does it say that? WS White Sox. I guess WS was for White Sox and they forgot to edit that out when they changed it. I'm not sure.
W Sox?
No, well, WS stands for White Sox.
Yeah.
But it looks like...
it says White Sox. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like they forgot to take the abbreviation out when they did an edit or something. 1-0 at Comiskey Park. All right. 1941, during World War II, the Italian-German Targio convoy was attacked and destroyed by British ships. We also have, during World War II, the Nazi-affiliated Ustasi was put in charge of the independent state of Croatia by the Axis powers after Operation 25 was effected. 1 year later, Japanese occupying army in Java installed film censorship, because of course they did. 42 as well, King George VI awarded the George Cross of the people of Malta in appreciation of their heroism. We covered this yesterday. 1943, Swiss scientist Dr. Albert Hoffman discovered the psychedelic effects of LSD. I wonder how he did it.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder what this does, you know? He intentionally took the drug 3 days later on April 19th. Uh-oh!
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he's addicted. 44, Nazis led by Klaus Barbie. You remember this guy? The Barbie Museum?
Yeah, the Barbie Museum.
Raided Israel Jewish Children's Home near Lyon, taking 44 children and 7 adults to experimentation camps. Yeah. Dude, like, I do know why, but experimentation camp sounds far worse than a concentration camp or even an extermination camp. I don't want to be experimented on. At least kill me, you know?
Yeah.
Like, 44, during the World War II, Allied forces started bombing Belgrade, killing about 1,100 people. The bombing fell on the Orthodox Christian Easter. Yikes. That's a horrible thing. Well, then again, we bombed the hell out of Iran recently on Easter. And freaking Trump dropped the F-bomb on Easter on Twitter.
Yeah.
You know, there's a time and a place, Trump, and that was not it. 45, Battle of Berlin. Red Army began its attack on the capital of Nazi Germany. So it began the final assault on German forces around Berlin with nearly 1 million troops fighting in the Battle of the Seelow Heights. Yeah, that's, you're done. Germany, you know. 45, U.S. troops entered Nuremberg. So there we go. 45 as well, U.S. troops liberated Colditz Castle, the high-security prisoner of war camp in Saxony, Germany. So, they were keeping people in the castle. 45 as well, the Dutch town of Arnhem, a site of the failed Operation Market Garden, was freed by British and Canadian forces. You remember Operation Market Garden? That was
familiar.
That was when there was an ultimatum. Like, Eisenhower either had to listen to Patton and give Patton all the gas to just, make it to Berlin, or listen to Monty and then do a paradrop up in the Netherlands. Well, Monty, being a British pompous douche, knows how to play politics.
Came into it.
Yeah, well, he was a master of politics, so he got what he wanted and wasted all that gas, killed many. The whole thing was just a disaster. One of the greatest military disasters in all of history, because of...
But that didn't get hung on him.
It should have.
Well, it should have, yeah, but Monty somehow skated on the
Montgomery should have seen the business end of a noose. He was a piece of shit. What an idiot he was.
And yet he was the general's a general hero.
Yeah.
In the eyes of the
British.
England, the British.
Well, I don't think so much more anymore. The
no, I'm not probably not anymore. But during the day he was.
Yeah.
Of course, from where were they out in the desert? Yeah.
El Alamein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that set him he rode that for the rest of the time, and everything else screwed up.
Yeah, but Patton got rid of Rommel. You know.
Yeah.
So in that same theater.
Yeah.
Where's Patton's glory? So. 45. More than 7,000 people died when the German transport ship Goya was sunk by the Soviet submarine. Yikes. Loons time. 1946. First U.S. launch of a captured V-2 rocket, White Sands, New Mexico, reaching an altitude of 8 kilometers. I'm going to look that up here.
First captured?
Well, the V-2 rocket was used by Germany in World War II, and we captured it. This is 46 after the war.
Way after.
Well, not way after, just the next year. Yeah, but
not even a year actually.
But don't forget Operation Paperclip, where we took all of their scientists. So we took their gear and their people.
Well, what's his name?
Von Braun. Like
they erased his Nazism.
Yeah, but. Like, you know, like a lot of those people, like von Braun, like made use of Jewish prisoners for slave labor, for his.
I hadn't heard.
Yeah, well, no, he had direct hands and stuff. So, but yeah, we just basically took the Nazis' rocket program and kept going. 46. Dutch Special Court of Justice sentenced Frederick Mueller, socialist mayor of Rotterdam, to 10 years in jail for his wartime support of Germany. Okay. 46 as well. Mel Ott playing in right field for New York Giants, hit his 511th and final MLB home run in an 8-4 opening day of win over Philadelphia Phillies. So this is his final game on the opening day.
I remember him. I mean, I was just born. Huh.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously they don't have any photos of him. They just use a baseball card picture.
That is wild. I thought Mel Ott would have been. Maybe I remember him as an announcer or something.
He died in 58 at the age of 49.
Wow.
So, and you weren't that old. No. So, it's the, well, it's just telling me about Willie Mays now for some reason. Baseball Hall of Fame. MLB manager merry-go-round. Okay, so it was like shuffling managers. 46.
Nothing
like
about announcing or anything. Huh?
No, I'm not saying anything.
It became a manager.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
47. Explosions and fire on French ship Grand Camp. A fire aboard the French flag cargo ship SS Grand Camp docked at Port of Texas City in Texas and loaded with 2,300 tons of ammonium nitrate. Holy shit.
Ooh.
Caused massive explosion and spread to nearby ships and oil facilities. Deadliest industrial accident in U.S. history, killing 581 people, including all but one member of the city's fire departments. So the entire fire department died. Except for one guy. That is horrible. 47. Lens to provide zoom effects demonstrated in New York City. So I guess by well, you know, what's his face invented bifocals like way back in the 1700s. So what is this lens to provide zoom focus? Oh, I guess for a camera. Oh, to zoom in for a camera. Okay, because I'm seeing a camera lens in all this.
Okay, that makes more sense.
47 as
Benjamin
well.
Franklin is what
Yeah, thank you. Bernard Baruch was first applied the term Cold War to describe the relationship between the United States and the Soviet Union.
Who did now?
Bernard Baruch. The term was later popularized by Walter Lippmann in his book The Cold War. There you go. It's telling me to image search this for some reason, so I'm going to. So really quick. Image search. Mute my mic. Actually, I'm going to read this really quick. The term Cold War was first used by a U.S. political diplomat, Bernard Baruch. Then Lippmann used it to describe the relationship between Russia and other European states. The lukewarm relationship between the two rival groups were referred to by Churchill in his speech at Fulton in 46. He had also foretold that after the World War, it would be incredible to fight against Russian barbarism too. So, talking about Patton, you know. So, this manifesto itself is in Russian affairs with Germany and Japan, or this manifested itself in Russian affairs with Germany and Japan. So, all right. 48. The Organization for European Economic Cooperation (EEC) was formed in Paris. It's telling me to image search this as well. Okay. So, is there some more stuff here to read? So, let's see here. Or your Organization for European Economic Cooperation. Where are you here? 1948. Yep. Founded to administer a U.S. Marshall Plan. The Treaty of Rome established European Economic Community in 57, and then 10 years later, European Community (EC) was established. So this is all EU stuff, European Union. 1956, the first solar-powered radios went on sale. And this is it right here. So this is a pencil for scale. So you have one small solar thing. But yeah, this is a solar-powered radio. Interesting.
How far back that goes.
And it looks like it opens. It's like a pill containers. You just pop this open to access the guts of the radio or something, I guess. Here's a tuner, it looks like. Right there. Or maybe volume.
Could be.
I have no idea. Because it goes 5.5 to 10 to 16.
That's probably volume then.
Yeah. 1959, MLB Philadelphia Phillies Dave Philly got a Major League record 9th straight pitch hit, having ended the previous season with a streak of 8. So I'm doing better. 61, in a nationally broadcast speech, Cuban leader Fidel Castro declared that he was a Marxist-Leninist and that Cuba is going to adopt communism. Yikes. 62, Brazil nationalized U.S. businesses. 62 as well, Walter Cronkite began anchoring CBS Evening News. Yeah, there he is right there.
Yeah.
63, U.S. Civil Rights champion Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. championed. That's where, I guess, it's written weird. U.S. Civil Rights champion? I don't know. He wrote his open letter from Birmingham jail, sometimes known as the blank is your brother, the black guy is your brother, while incarcerated in Birmingham, Alabama for protesting against segregation. Man, I really wish I could read it, as he wrote it, but, for whatever reason, because of the color of my skin, I'm not allowed to portray history correctly. 1964, 9 men sentenced to 25 to 30 years for Britain's 1963 Great Train Robbery. 365 days after that, we have a test flight of heavy Saturn's S-1C rocket. I gotta image search that really quick. We all know about the Saturn V. So, okay, so a test flight of this leading up to the Saturn V.
Yeah.
This is 65. 1970, 70 people died in a snow crush. So I guess is that an avalanche by another name or whatever?
Why wouldn't you call it what's a snow crush? I mean,
I don't know.
An avalanche is something very specific.
Yeah.
You're getting buried by snow.
Well, it's saying avalanche here. So.
Okay.
Well, no, this is February 10th. It is not February.
No.
So, okay, well, that's not it. 1972, Apollo 16 was launched, the 5th manned lunar landing. Descartes Highlands is where they landed, I believe. Launched from Cape Canaveral in Florida. Cool. 72, Chicago Cubs rookie pitcher Bert Hooton hurled a 4-0 no-hitter against the Philadelphia Phillies at Wrigley Field, Chicago. Sounds like a hell of a game at a hell of a stadium. 72, 2 giant pandas arrived in the U.S. from China, and every panda in the world is on loan from China. Like, China owns them, flat out. 78...
It's the only place in the world they really live.
Yep. 78, Cardinals Bob Forsch no-hit Philadelphia Phillies 5-0 in St. Louis. 78 as well, NBC's premiere miniseries, Holocaust. We have a failed Palestinian attack on Zaventem Airport, Belgium in 1979. Why are they up there? This sounds fake. I'm not sure.
No, I don't think so.
Well, why are the Palestinians attacking Belgium?
In Belgium?
In Belgium.
Is that the airport? Is that when the... No, 79 wouldn't have been the Olympics time.
No. That's not...
the Jews.
No, Israel. Munich.
Yeah.
1980, Arthur Ashe retired from professional tennis.
Yeah.
Amazing player.
He died of AIDS.
That's unfortunate.
From a blood transfusion.
Yeah. Well, that was probably intentional from the government. There have been, I believe, an Freedom of Information Act, a FOIA, got the CIA to release documents proving that they intentionally released AIDS in the black community to thin their numbers. That is I'm fairly certain, 99% certain that is a documented fact. So, look it up if you don't believe me, 1980 as well, Delhi defeated Bombay by 241 runs to win Ranji Trophy final. I hope this is a sport. I think it is. Cricket, yeah! Hey! Yeah, here you go. I got the pad out for you. 1982, Queen Elizabeth proclaimed Canada's new constitution. All right. 83, Steve Garvey set National League record by playing in 1,118 consecutive games.
Wow.
Hell.
You know, he ran for governor here last time.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that.
Yeah.
Was that recent or something?
Yeah, last time. He lost to Newsom.
Oh, yeah.
He ran a horrible campaign. Horrible.
Who, Steve?
Yeah, Garvey.
Oh. Well, I voted for him. So, 84, Oakland A's Dave Kingman hit 3 home runs, including a grand slam. Now I want to go to Denny's and have some breakfast. 86, to dispel rumors he was dead, Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi appeared on TV. Okay, I don't know why there are rumors that he was dead. We also have West Indies completed 5-0 demolition of England. I'm going to look this up as well. Like, I hope this is another cricket. Let's see here. 5-0 demolition. Yeah! 2 for 1. AO's time. 1987, British Conservative Member of Parliament Harvey Proctor appeared at Bow Street Magistrates Court in London, charged with gross indecency. And FCC imposed a broader definition of indecency over airwaves. Howard Stern and Infinity Broadcasting were warned by FCC regarding content. So they all seem to be...
He was always in hot water.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. We have the British doing something involving indecency, and then 2 FCC things in the States here. And then we have Michael Jordan became the second NBA player in history to score 3,000 points in one season. 1999, the first tradition senior men's golf course at Desert Mountain, I guess. Golf club, GC, something. Don Beers won his lone career champions title by 1 stroke from Gary Player. All right. 1989, Baron Drekishusis opened in Antwerp, biggest flood lock in the world. I have to look this up here. Biggest flood lock. Well, I'm expecting to see a massive... Okay, yeah, there it is right there. Look at that.
See what we're looking at.
This is to prevent water. Like,
no, I know what a flood lock is.
This whole thing right here.
Wow.
So this is obviously for shipping, container ships and everything. Oh, here's a better image right there.
There we go.
That's a pretty big lock.
Yeah.
Right there. So, what else do we got here? 1990, Supreme Court rejected appeal from, well, it actually says retarded man on the source. Okay. Dalton Prison condemned to death for murdering a Louisiana state trooper in 1977. You know, well, I mean, just because you're mentally handicapped doesn't mean you can't be held accountable for your actions. I mean, or whoever's supposed to be your handler. How did he kill somebody? Like, what happened? 92, first concrete was poured at a new ballpark at Gateway, Jacobs Field. I don't know where Jacobs Field is, but this is when it started. 92, New York Rangers won a team record 50th game. Excellent. The Catena P ran aground off of Maputo in Mozambique. 60,000 tons of crude oil were spilled into the ocean. Yikes. We also have David Lee Roth in 1993 was arrested in New York City for purchasing marijuana for $10.
Good.
I would make that same exact face at the stop. I'd be like, do you have marijuana? Yeah, make it be my mugshot. 93, jury reached guilty verdict in federal case against police officers, 2 convicted, 2 acquitted, who beat Rodney King, but the verdict was not read until April 17th. And I wonder if anything happened, because, like, you know, not every ass-kicking falls from the sky. Now, what they did to Rodney King was completely abhorrent, don't get me wrong, but they didn't just come there and just start kicking his ass. He was doing shit, and they overreacted, but he started it. You know, people need to pay more attention to the instigators, not just the people who are going way out of hand. You know, what caused them, you know?
Also, they had dealt with him a number of times, so
yeah,
they came in with a chip on it. But still wrong.
Yeah. So, but I want to go back to this whole, like, you know, when I was making fun of, like, you know, getting a mugshot and everything. I've seen a story, and I'm sure a lot of people have done this, but people have gone in to get their license picture stoned off of their mind, so that way when they get pulled over, the cop, you know, is just like, oh, okay, you know, because that's what you look like in the picture. Like, if you get pulled over, like, if you look like this in the picture, and then you look like this driving, you know, like, the cop's gonna get suspicious, you know. But if you look like this in the picture, you know, like one guy who has resting stoner face, what was his name? Comedian, Pizza Hut comedian, stoner face. Forgot his name, but he was in a Pizza Hut commercial. There we go, Jim Brewer. That's his name right there. Okay, that's his face. He's not high. That's just his face. Hold on a second. Jim Brewer. There he is, right there. See, like, you know, this is just his normal face. He's not high. So, like, he has a resting stoner face.
Poor guy.
Yeah. What else do we got here? 1994, circus performers Marissa Young at the age of 24 and Matt Richardson at the age of 21 wed. That was interesting. You know? Well, I mean, you know, it's
Why?
circus performers. You don't hear about that every day. So, I wonder
Sure.
if they, you know, got married on the tightrope or something. Like, you know, was the father preceding the wedding shot out of a cannon? Like, you know, that would have been cool. 96, Israel strikes a civilian house in Nabith Fawqa, Lebanon, killing 9 people, including 7 children. Here we go again with Israel doing stuff. 99, Anti-Records released Mule Variations, the 13th studio album by singer-songwriter Tom Waits. His biggest selling album went on to win a Grammy Award for Best Contemporary Folk Album. All right. 2001, India and Bangladesh began a 5-day border conflict, but were unable to resolve the disputes about their border. 2003, the Ascension was signed in Athens, admitting 10 new member states to the European Union. Okay. Washington Wizards' Michael Jordan played his final NBA game in Philadelphia, where he received a 3-minute standing ovation.
Yeah.
All right.
Washington Wizards, Michael Jordan, he's not in Chicago?
No.
Does that make sense to you?
Well, I know he played for Chicago.
Yeah,
So-
that's where he played his whole career until
Yeah.
he went to baseball. Then when he
Yeah.
got out of baseball, he came back and he played for the Wizards. I think he bought into the company or something. Was a shareholder or something.
Well, I absolutely
He
knew
went
that
and
Michael
played for him
Jordan.
just for a season or two.
Well, I absolutely knew that
Yeah.
Michael Jordan played baseball because that was on the original Space Jam.
Yeah. In the minor leagues, he never made it to the majors.
Yeah. Well, he was not a good player, right? Like he was.
Well, he
Yeah.
probably, I mean, give him credit. I mean,
Yeah.
probably played in high school, never played any more baseball, and he wanted to give it a shot and see how good he would have been.
Yeah.
But you can't not put in the time and become a great baseball player, or anybody. Basketball player, you got to put in the time.
Yeah. But that's why I wasn't shocked, because I knew that he had retired and then he came back.
Yeah.
And I've even got you for a loop that one time when I told you that your old picture, I'm not sure if you still have it in your office at the shop, like the really old photo of Kobe and Shaq,
Oh yeah.
and he had his old jersey
Oh
number
yeah.
before the lawsuit
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
So, 2004, the superliner Queen Mary 2 embarked on her first transatlantic crossing, linking the golden age of ocean travel to the modern age of ocean travel. Okay. I guess. Cool. 2006, Colin Farrell reached a confidential settlement with ex-girlfriend Nicole Merton to keep their 13-minute sex tape private. Wow. Oh, why do they have a sex tape?
Yeah.
Like, that's weird. Virginia Tech, 2007, the massacre, the shooting, the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. The gunman, suing Huey Cho, killed 32 people and injured 23 others before committing self-deletion. Now, the other source says 17 were injured. So 17 to 23, but still they match in the deaths. So, 2008, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in the Bays versus Reeves decision that execution by lethal injection does not violate the 8th Amendment ban against cruel and unusual punishment. All right. 2012, at least 55 people were killed in the Syrian uprising despite UN presence to oversee ceasefire. And let's see here. Uninvolved in peace team. This was an actual photograph. Like I'm not sure if the soldier was standing there unintentionally, but somebody got this. This is not this is one of the truest photographs ever taken in the history of photography. Uninvolved in peace. Absolutely. So, what else do we got here? 2012, for the first time since 1977, no Pulitzer Prize was awarded for fiction. Huh. Okay. We also have the trial for Anders Behring Breivik, the perpetrator of the 2011 Norway attacks, began in Oslo, Norway. No idea about those attacks. If anybody can let us know in the comment section, that'd be great. 2013, 37 people were killed by a 7.8 magnitude earthquake in Kash County, country, Iran. It says other source 35 people dead and 117 injured. So, 2014, South Korean ferry MV Sewol sunk en route to Acheon to Jeju. 304 drowned, mostly students. National controversy erupted over rescue efforts and actions of crew and owner. So it says here, leading to widespread criticism of the South Korean government, media, and shipping authorities. So somebody screwed up somewhere and let a lot of people die, it sounds like. 2015, Elizabeth Holmes, U.S. entrepreneur, inventor, and founder and CEO of Theranos, was named one of Time's 100 most influential people in 2015. Well, you know who else that the Times called influential?
Who?
Adolf Hitler.
Oh.
I'm not comparing her to Hitler.
Well, he was influential.
Yeah. I mean, but like, you know, if you're recognized by Times, it's not always a good thing. You know, even though they portrayed him as a good thing back in that time, but, you know. And hoarding is hoarding, and if you're a hoarder of money, you're one of the worst hoarders of all time. So, 2016, Ecuador's worst earthquake in nearly 40 years killed 676 people and injured more than 230,000. Now, that has since been edited to say 6,274 people were injured. So, you know, that makes more sense rather than 230,000 injured. That's a hell of a lot. Yeah. But like, how do you screw up 230,000? So somewhere, like, I gotta do my due diligence and research that. So, 2017, world record for gathering of Charlie Chaplin lookalikes, 662, and Manoir de Ban Chaplin Museum in Vevey, Switzerland.
Ah, there's a museum for Chaplin in Switzerland?
Well, if there's 662 people dressing up as him, there has to be a target audience or something.
I'm just saying there's a museum there.
Well, yeah, of course.
That's what surprised me.
Chaplin Museum, yeah.
In Switzerland, of all places.
I don't know. And they're just 4 off from a really horrible number there. So, 2018, Kendrick Lamar was the first rapper and non-classical or jazz musician to win the Pulitzer Prize for music with his album, and damn! So, 2018, Kendrick, we got that one. 2018 as well, New York Times and the New Yorker won the Pulitzer Prize for public service for breaking news of the Harvey Weinstein sexual abuse scandal. Okay. 2019 as well, Seattle Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson became the highest paid player in NFL history with a 4-year, $140 million extension, including record $65 million signing bonus. 2020, 22 million U.S. citizens have filed for unemployment in 4 weeks, 5.2 million in the last week, wiping out 9.5 years of job gains. You know, terrible. Nationwide state of emergency declared in Japan until May 6th due to worsening Kung Flu outbreak. A new study claimed a multi-decade mega drought is already underway in the western U.S., published in journal Science. Yeah, no shit, we're in it. Yeah. We've been living it for 40 years. 2021, Gary Sinise hosts the inauguration ceremony of the World War I Memorial in Washington, D.C. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah. We also have Raul Castro confirmed he is resigning as Cuban Communist Party leader, ending his family's 6-decade leadership of Cuba. So, the end of an era there. Yeah. Yeah. So he did step down.
I wonder when. In 21 did he? He announced he was going to.
Well, let's see here. Announced Miguel will replace party leader as the latter steps down. Okay, that was 2021 as well. There's no more articles, so I'm not sure. Anyway, hold on a second. Is Raul Castro still leader? Well, it's not telling me. We gotta keep on going here. 2023, Spanish extreme athlete Beatriz Flamini exited a deep cave in Granada, Spain, after spending 500 days isolated underground, an improbable world record, as part of social isolation experiment. I remember hearing about that. She thought she was only down there for like a couple months or whatever.
Oh wow!
But you know, like you just completely lose track of time, and down there for 500 days.
Wow.
Sudan erupted in violence as a street fighting and bombing raid striked Khartoum amid a power struggle between military generals Al Burhan and Hamadan, killing more than 83 people and injuring over 1,126. 2024, Denmark's historic stock exchange, the Borsen, dating from 1625, went up in flames in Copenhagen while being renovated. That sounds like they intentionally torched it to get rid of stuff. Part of rewriting history. They do things like that all the time. United Arab Emirates recorded its largest rainfall in 75 years, flooding Dubai airport and killing at least 18 people in Oman. Remember that? There's videos of it.
I don't remember it.
There's
Dubai
airplanes.
doesn't get a lot of rain, so
There's airplanes on the tarmac, and the water was up to the windows.
Whoa!
Or something. It was nuts. 2024, volcano Mount Ruang erupted in Indonesia in North Sulawesi province. Its first eruption since 2002. A juvenile colossal squid at 11.8 inches long was filmed in its natural environment at 1,968 feet deep for the first time since its discovery in 1925 near the South Sandwich Islands in the South Atlantic Ocean. And 2 articles left here. Chinese chess grandmaster Zhu Wenjun won her 5th consecutive Women's World Chess Championship with a score of 6.5 to 2.5, becoming the first Chinese player to win the championship 5 times. And the U.S. Navy launched a wave of missile strikes across Houthi-controlled Yemen, killing at least 31 people and injuring 101 others. So, it's a lot of stuff. Anything you want to discuss before we wrap it up here? There's a lot of heavy things that we just went over right there.
Yeah.
I was trying to keep it within the hour, but I just didn't make it. So now it doesn't matter. But the colossal squid thing was cool and all that stuff. I remember this last year. The Houthis, they were shooting ships randomly, trying to.
Yeah.
So, and this is not made up at all. I tried calling you earlier. I was watching his education earlier and all that stuff, but apparently, and this is just ridiculous, but we all know about the whole Strait of Hormuz thing going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that are going around saying that it's homophobic. The Straits of Hormuz. I'm not making a joke. There's legitimately people out there that are starting movements to suppress the Straits of Hormuz because it's homophobic. They're so stupid. And they vote.
Yeah.
Maybe they shouldn't have the right to if they're that dumb. So, keep in mind, what is it? 13% of U.S. citizens believe chocolate milk come from brown cows or something. Look it up, guys. Look it up. Anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar in the description, for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to All Things Zombie Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis, and we can only bring you a portion, between 2 different sources. All of this, over the past hour and change. Please, continue your path of self-education. I implore you. For your dose of Fast Events Daily, we stream every day at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I am Alexander.
Golden Loon.
And you, VRU, thank you so much for coming in and joining us. And until next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles! There's a thing. And stream y'all. And in y'all.